aspire to a clean career, leaving no shame for descendants. Hello everyone. Welcome to Encountering Chinese Case Stories, Cases Judged by Bao Gong. Today, I'm going to bring you a story called Three Treasures Hall. It is said that in Fuan County, Fujian Province, there was a man named Zhang Dada, whose family had always been poor. Zhang Dada had a wife named Huang Huanyang, and they had a daughter named Yu Ji, who was extremely filial. Zhang Dada had a younger brother named Zhang Dadao, whose family was quite wealthy. His wife, Chen Shunner, was virtuous and gentle. Zhang Dadao also bought a concubine named Xu Miaolan, and both his wife and concubine were very beautiful, but neither had borne him any children. When Zhang Dadao died at the age of 25 due to illness, his elder brother, Zhang Dada, coveted his brother's wealth. Seeing that his sister-in-law was still young and childless, he often persuaded Chen Shunner's brother, Chen Dafang, to arrange for her to remarry. However, Chen Shunner was determined not to remarry and even proposed to adopt her brother's son as her own, insisting that she would never change her mind. Zhang Dada vehemently opposed this and argued that Chen Dafang's son had no blood relation to the Zhang family and therefore could not inherit his brother's estate, which made Chen Dafang resent him deeply. On every new moon and anniversary of her husband's death, Chen Shunner would invite Monkey Ching from Stories-Bao Temple to her home to chant scriptures in memory of her husband. Sometimes, after the chanting, she would engage in conversation with Monkey Ching. Over time, Monkey Ching mistakenly believed that Chen Shunner was interested in him and began to think of harassing her. One day, Chen Shunner invited Monkey Ching to her home again to chant scriptures in memory of her deceased husband. Monkey Ching dismissed the worker who helped carry the scriptures and then proceeded to enter the courtyard. Seeing that there was no one around, he sneaked into Chen Shunner's bedroom and whispered to her, "Madam, every time you invite me to your home to chant scriptures, is it because you have feelings for me? Today, I feel lucky to be here in your bedroom." Chen Shunner, worried about losing face if her maidservant saw them, replied in a low voice, "I invited you only to mourn my late husband, with no other intentions. Now, get out of here." Monkey Ching persisted, saying, "Madam, your husband is deceased, and I have no wife. Wouldn't it be good for us to be together?" This angered Chen Shunner even more, and she said sternly, "I used to think you were a good person, but I didn't expect you, a monk, to speak such filthy words. I will call my brother-in-law to punish you." Monkey Ching sneered, "If you refuse, I will stab you with a knife." Chen Shunner replied sharply, "Do as you wish. Do you think I'm afraid of you, treating me so rudely?" With that, she attempted to leave the bedroom. Monkey Ching, both angry and afraid, drew his concealed knife and cut off Chen Shunner's head. Afterwards, Monkey Ching found some clothes in the room, wrapped Chen Shunner's head in them, and hid it in a box used for storing scriptures. He then went outside and loudly called, "Madame Zhang, is Madame Zhang in the house?" Seeing no response, he continued to call out loudly. At that moment, the concubine Xu Miaolan heard the noise and came out, saying, Today is the day you came to chant scriptures for the master. I'll help you call Madam out. She went into Chen Shunner's bedroom and was shocked to find her lying dead on the floor, blood everywhere. She immediately shouted, "Something terrible has happened. Madam has been killed." Hearing the commotion, Zhang Dede and his wife rushed over from next door, but they found Chen Shunner's head missing and were bewildered, not knowing who could have brutally killed her. There were no other items in the room, only a locked box containing Buddhist scriptures, and only Monkey Ching outside. It is often said that when people are panicked, they sometimes stubbornly believe that hiding places are far from the scene of the crime, ignoring the most obvious places to search. Who could have immediately thought that Chen Shunner's head was hidden in the box of scriptures? Although Zhang Dede had disputes with his sister-in-law, he did not wish to see her meet such a tragic end. He sighed and said to Monkey Ching, "Let's not chant scriptures today. You may leave." And so, Monkey Ching carried the wooden box on his shoulders and departed. When he returned to the temple, he hid the head in the Three Treasures Hall, thinking that no one would know about it. Concubine Xu Miaolan sent for Chen Shunner's brother, Chen Dafang, and everyone believed that only Zhang Dede had a motive for murder. Chen Dafang was furious and reported the matter to Bao Gong, who was on an inspection tour in Fujian. Upon seeing the petition, Bao Gong handed the case over to the local magistrate for investigation. The magistrate brought the suspects in for questioning, asking, "When was Chen Shunner killed?" Chen Dafang replied, "It was after breakfast." How could a thief dare to rob and kill someone in broad daylight? I suspect that only Zhang Dede had the time and motive to commit the crime. His house has a connecting door with my sister's house, allowing him easy access to her residence to commit the murder and then steal her head. If it was an outsider, with so many servants in the house, how could no one have seen anything? The magistrate then asked, "Did Chen Shunner have any servants attending to her regularly?" Chen Dafang replied, "My sister was virtuous and modest, so she never allowed servants to wait on her to avoid suspicion. Only concubine Xu Miaolan was often by her side. But if it was Xu Miaolan who killed her, she's a woman. How could she have the strength to chop off my sister's head and hide it?" The magistrate found Chen Dafang's analysis reasonable and ordered Zhang Dede to be bound and subjected to torture, but Zhang Dede refused to confess even under extreme pressure. The magistrate then handed the case files to Bao Gong, who wrote a memorandum requesting the lower magistrate to conduct a thorough investigation and search for Chen Shunner's head. The local magistrate, surnamed Yin, was greedy, cruel, and incompetent. Instead of further investigating the case, he tortured Zhang Dede and demanded that he produce Chen Shunner's head within a limited time frame, deceiving him by saying, "Hand over Chen Shunner's head to me. If I can bury her complete body, I'll write a document to release you." Over a year had passed, yet the case showed no progress, and Zhang Dede's family had depleted their already meager savings due to the case. His wife, Huang Huanyang, could only earn money by embroidering and spinning daily, sometimes having to borrow money from neighbors to get by. Zhang Dede's daughter, Yu Ji, was extremely filial and couldn't bear to see her mother toil. However, being young and weak, no one was willing to hire her, so she had to go to the prison every day to deliver meals to her father. Every time she saw her father, she would cry and ask, "Father, when will you be released?" Zhang Dada told her. Magistrate Yin said that as long as I hand over Chen Shunner's head to him, he will release me. Yu Ji went home and told her mother. Magistrate Yin said that as long as our family finds Auntie's head, he will immediately release father. But it's been over a year, and we still haven't found her head. Even if we find it now, it's likely to be completely decomposed. I think father is suffering in prison, and you're struggling alone at home. How about this? When I fall asleep, mother can cut off my head and mutilate my face, then falsely claim it's Auntie's head to give to Magistrate Yin. This way, father can be saved. Huang Huinyang, tearfully, said, "Child, are you joking with me? You're already 16 this year. I've been thinking of finding you a wealthy husband's family to marry into, whether as a wife or concubine. The groom's family will give some betrothal gifts, and even if I shamelessly ask for more, we can rely on that money to survive in the future. Please don't say such foolish things again." Yu Ji replied. "Father is suffering in prison, and you're starving alone at home. How can I bear to marry someone else and seek my own comfort? Besides, even if you receive betrothal gifts from another family, what will happen when they run out? By then, I'll have become someone else's daughter-in-law, and how could the husband's family allow me to sacrifice myself for my father? If I die now, father will definitely be released from prison, and mother won't have to suffer anymore. By sacrificing myself, I can save both of you. If I don't do this, father may die in prison, and we may starve to death at home. I've made up my mind. If mother can't bear to kill me, then I'll commit suicide. At that time, mother only needs to cut off my head to save father. This way, even if I die, I can rest assured." Huang Huinyang said. "Child, I know you're filial and willing to sacrifice your life to save your father, but how can I bear it? Moreover, your father didn't kill your auntie at all. I believe that one day, the truth will come to light. We just need to endure a little longer. From now on, don't mention beheading again." However, from that day on, Huang Huinyang began to worry about her daughter. She watched over her daughter day and night for many days, fearing that her daughter might strangle herself when she wasn't paying attention. Yu Ji then reassured Huang Huinyang, saying, "Please rest assured, mother. I will definitely follow your arrangements. You don't need to stay awake day and night to guard me." Huang Huinyang, feeling slightly relieved, no longer watched over her daughter excessively. However, a few days later, Yu Ji took advantage of her mother's distraction and hanged herself. Huang Huinyang took her daughter's body down from the beam and wept bitterly all day long. To fulfill her daughter's wish, she took up the knife to cut off her daughter's head. However, as a woman, she was weak, and coupled with excessive grief, she struggled to do it countless times before finally severing her daughter's head. When Huang Huinyang picked up her daughter's head again to look at it, she immediately fainted from overwhelming sorrow. After some time, she woke up and wrapped her daughter's head in clothes. The next day, Huang Huinyang brought the head to the prison and handed it to her husband, Zhang Dede. When Zhang Dede asked where the head came from, she lied, saying, "Someone brought it to our house last night. I guess they couldn't bear to see you suffer in prison, so they sent the head back." Zhang Dede then handed the head over to Magistrate Yin. Magistrate Yin was overjoyed to receive Chen Shunner's head. With it, he could close the case, and the murderer was undoubtedly Zhang Dede. He immediately sentenced Zhang Dede to death and handed the case file to Bao Gong. Upon seeing the documents, Bao Gong went to the county yamen to verify the case. He discovered that the head was freshly severed and became furious. He questioned Zhang Dede, saying, "According to the document, you killed Chen Shunner, which deserves the death penalty. But where did you get this head from? Chen Shunner has been dead for over a year. Her head must be decomposed by now. However, the head you brought is clearly freshly severed. Did you kill another person?" Zhang Dede could only tell the truth, saying that his wife, Huang Huinyang, brought the head a few days ago. Bao Gong then had Huang Huinyang brought to the yamen for interrogation. She knelt in front of the court, crying incessantly, unable to say a word due to excessive grief. Bao Gong found it strange and brought Zhang Dedao's concubine, Xu Miaolan, to the front of the court for questioning. Xu Miaolan, being kind-hearted, couldn't bear to see Huang Huinyang falsely accused, so she detailed the story of Yu Ji hanging herself to save her father. Zhang Dede only then realized that the head belonged to his daughter. The couple knelt in front of the court, crying loudly. Bao Gong examined the head again and found no blood at the knife marks, confirming that it was severed after death. The bailiffs, seeing this, also shed tears. Bao Gong sighed and said, "How could a father who has such a filial daughter be capable of killing his sister-in-law?" Bao Gong questioned Xu Miaolan again, asking, "Were there any other people at your house that morning?" Xu Miaolan replied, "No one came in the morning. After breakfast, a monk came to recite scriptures. He called out to Madam outside. I wanted to see what was happening, but I found Madam dead, and her head was missing." After thinking for a while, Bao Gong ordered the bailiffs to take Zhang Dede to the county yamen guesthouse to wait. Then he instructed Huang Huinyang to pray and make wishes at Longbao Temple every day for the next few days. If a monk made advances towards her, she was to demand the head from him. Huang Huinyang returned home and, as per Bao Gong's request, went to Longbao Temple every day to pray, make wishes, or seek signs. Sometimes, she would weep while praying aloud, expressing her hope to find Chen Shunner's head. Before long, she became acquainted with the monks at the temple. One day, Monk Yiqing suggested that Huang Huinyang stay at the temple for lunch, hinting at flirtation. He said, "Madam, why bother yourself for your husband? Why not marry someone better and live carefree?" Huang Huinyang replied, "But who would want to marry a murderer's wife? Even if I wanted to remarry, I couldn't." Yiqing said, Madam, you don't need to marry someone else. If you were with me, I would ensure your well-being. Huang Huinyang chuckled. If you could ensure my well-being, would naturally be happy. But if the gods bless me to find my sister-in-law's head and give it to the magistrate, then I would be willing to marry you. I Ching seized Huang Huinyang's hand and said, If you're willing to be with me, I have a talisman. Tomorrow, I'll burn it for you, and the head will naturally appear. Huang Huinyang hesitated but smiled and said, Then burn the talisman today, and I'll come to you tomorrow night. If the talisman can really help me find the head, I swear to be with you for life. Huang Huinyang's coquettish tone made I Ching unable to resist his desires. He hugged her, but Huang Huinyang pushed him away, laughing. Your talisman must be useless. You're trying to deceive me, but I don't believe you. If you can really find Qin Shunner's head today, I'll let you hug me tonight. But if we become close, and you bring a monk's head to deceive me, that would be cheating. I Ching, unable to control his desires, said, If you're with me, even if there's no head now, I can conjure one for you. Huang Huinyang continued. If you can conjure the head today, I'll let you embrace me today. But if we become intimate and you present a monk's head, I won't be fooled. I Ching, feeling desperate, said, Earlier, a woman came to the temple, and when I flirted with her, she refused, so I killed her. Now the head is hidden behind the Three Treasures Hall. If you don't agree to be with me today, I'll kill you too, making a pair with that woman. But if you agree, I'll give you the head immediately. Huang Huinyang scolded. Do you think you can scare me like this? I don't believe you. Show me the evidence. I Ching then showed Huang Huinyang Qin Shunner's head. Huang Huinyang timidly said, You, as a monk, are truly heartless. I Ching tried to embrace Huang Huinyang again, but she stepped back, saying, Before, I was just teasing you to make you fall in love with me. In fact, I've long been willing to be with you. But now that I've seen that head, with its decaying flesh and foul smell, I'm truly frightened. I'm not in the mood for intimacy with you. I'll come tomorrow. I Ching, also reminded of his crime upon seeing the head, felt afraid. He said, Seeing this head has terrified me too. I'm not in the mood either. Remember to come tomorrow. Huang Huinyang said, If I don't come to the temple, you can come to my house. Once we're together, you can give me the head. Huang Huinyang left the temple and immediately went to the county yamen to report the incident. Bao Gong dispatched several constables, who went straight to the back of the Three Treasures Hall and retrieved the head. They also arrested Monk I Ching. Returning to the county yamen, Bao Gong interrogated I Ching, who confessed to everything after a little torture. Bao Gong immediately wrote the verdict, sentencing Monk I Ching to death by beheading. To honor Qin Shunner's bravery and Yu Ji's filial piety, the county erected a memorial archway for them. One plaque read, Generously adhering to chastity, while the other read, Completely filial in serenity. Later, the county converted Zhang Dedeo's house into a memorial hall to honor the deceased members of the Zhang family. while Zhang Dede and his wife were entrusted with managing the family's land. Alright. Today's case story, Three Treasures Hall, concludes here. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share with others. See you again in the next issue.